Welcome to our Ayurveda talk. We're going to spend some time talking a little bit about how you start to manage your dosha as you move into summertime. So we always pay attention to seasonal changes in Ayurveda. And they're really important because remember, whatever is dominating the atmosphere, that then starts to affect us. We are made up of the elements. It is not abstract. I will tell you guys this over and over and over again. You breathe air, you have water, you need it, you eat food that comes from the planet, you're made up of earth. So we have all of the elements within us. If you weren't able to regulate your body temperature, if it got too hot or too cold, you would have problems. It could cause death. So we're going to talk a little bit about what are the seasonal changes that you need to make as you move into summer. Another thing that Ayurveda does when we're moving into a season, we tend to start making adjustments before you enter the season. And that's because you don't want to get in the middle of it and then all of a sudden go, oh my God, I'm so overheated, I'm a mess. You want to pay attention to the fact that if you run hot, you have a lot of fire element in your body. That means you're a Pitta constitution. Then you have to pay extra special attention to summertime and really, really manage your diet and your lifestyle. So we're going to go over a bunch of stuff. I'm using some of Dr. Vasat's suggestions as well as some few other Ayurvedic doctors that I have make suggestions on those seasonal changes that are appropriate for summer. So the element that is dominating is the fire element. That's going to increase heat externally. It becomes the dominant element in the atmosphere, which then pushes on the heat inside of us. If you have a lot of heat already, it's going to start causing pressure. Here is how you know you have a heat imbalance. You are already experiencing heat symptom issues. If you've got high blood pressure, that is a heat symptom issue. Yes, it can be caused by the other two doshas, but typically heat in the body, too much of it causes high blood pressure. It's a no-brainer. All right, other heat symptoms are burning, aching, inflammation, burning eyes, burning skin, rashes, infections, anything where heat is part of the symptom. You know that the Pitta fire element has been pushed out of balance. Adjustments need to be made in your diet and your lifestyle. In Ayurveda, unlike Western nutrition, which is getting way better, you guys, way better. It's not calories in, calories out anymore. That's how it used to always be. They're getting way better. But one of the things that isn't considered in Western nutrition is the fact that everything you eat metabolizes differently. Food is part of your healing, part of your ability to heal. So when you eat certain foods, it has a chemical reaction in the body. It's going to cause certain things. You can actually eat foods that'll help reduce retention of swelling and things like that. You can actually eat foods that pull out heat. You can eat foods that are going to help with infections. You can eat foods that are going to increase and nourish the body. Okay, so you can increase nourishment in the body with the foods that you eat. There's a lot of things. All the foods are going to fall into different categories as far as what they do. We want to look at what's called the food scale. The food scale is food, no matter what it is, it's going to land on the scale, either from cold, the coldest it could be, neutral to hot. And when you are dealing with heat, you want to eat foods that are not on the hot part of the scale. So you want to move down the scale to neutral and cool foods. What does that mean? It means that the foods you eat is not increasing heat in the body, which will then affect your mental body and your emotional body. So if you're getting irritated, if you're getting frustrated, if you're getting angry easily, like your fuse is shorter when you have heat building in the body, and now you have heat on the outside because of summer. And now you're eating foods that also increase heat. Your fuse is going to become even shorter. You're going to just start snapping at your loved ones, at the people you work with. So if that's happening with you, it's time to pay attention to what you're eating. What foods run hot? Well, pungent foods, spicy foods. It's easy to figure that out. Hot peppers, nightshades, by the way. If you guys do not know what nightshades are, you need to Google it. You want to stay away from nightshades in the summertime because they also increase heat. So nightshades are going to be tomatoes and all of the peppers, bell peppers included, eggplant, garlic, onion. Those are all nightshades, and you want to stay away from those in the summertime. They increase heat. You can Google, there's a whole list. All right. The foods you want to start focusing on are foods that are going to cool you down and remove heat. That's going to be the astringent and bitter foods. You also, because fire tends to deplete. So summertime can be a very depleting time. If you're out in the sun a lot, it will even deplete you even more. So you want to eat foods that are bitter, astringent, and sweet taste. Taste, you're hearing me say taste. I don't mean sweets. I mean that the food metabolizes sweet. So like fruits. Okay. So I'm just going to give you some information, the other things that you can do to help manage heat. In the morning, as part of your daily routine, you want to rub 5 to 6 ounces of coconut oil on your body. Coconut is cooling. So you are now applying it externally, and that will help. Coconut oil is also going to calm down the body. You can wear clothing that's either cotton, linen, or silk because they're light and cooling. So you can wear clothes that are cooling. They allow the body and the skin to breathe. So loose fitted clothing in the summertime is better because you want air to be able to move through. So you don't want to restrict. The best colors to wear during the summertime, hot weather, is white, gray, blue, purple, green. And that's because they're cooling colors, right? Remember in Ayurveda, you go out of balance through your senses, you come back into balance with your senses. Stay away from red, orange, dark yellow, black. Those tend to absorb and retain heat. They will aggravate the Pitta dosha, fire element. Also, you want to follow the Pitta reducing diet. If you don't know what that is, reach out to me. I gave you some ideas already. Stay away from hot, spicy foods and eliminate nightshades. Okay, do not drink hot water or hot drinks. Now, if you're a Vata person, that means that you are a completely different dosha, or you're a Kapha person. They both run cold. They can do hot, but Pitta cannot. All right. You also want to stay away from ice and iced drinks because they inhibit digestion. Remember, they slow digestion, cause sluggish digestion, and make it so that you don't absorb your nutrients. And believe it or not, ice and cold foods like ice cream, they actually cause and create toxins in the system. We don't want that. So eliminate that out of your diet as much as possible. You can have what they call a lassi, Lassi. If you've never tried one, they're really, really good, but they are also cooling. So you can, if you ever go to an Indian restaurant, ask for one and try it out. There's a whole recipe for that. So reach out to me if you're interested. If you work in a kitchen, it will push on Pitta. And I have to tell you guys about my daughter. She is a Pitta person. She runs hot. She gets angry very easily. And she used to work as a cook. And oh boy, she was like always angry every day at everybody, everything. And she ended up like getting fired from her job because she yelled at a customer because she's just running too hot. But she works now in a fish department on ice, and she's so happy. And I said, "Oh my gosh, you're in the perfect environment because you run so hot." She's on ice now. So literally she's surrounded by cold. I would die because I am a more Vata person. All right. You want to eliminate alcohol from your diet, completely eliminate alcohol, especially hard liquor. If you do have a little bit of alcohol, it needs to be like nothing more than like a beer, like a cool beer. No other alcohol. It increases heat. It is a low energy time, summertime. So you want to make sure you get enough rest. And if you have to take a nap, it's appropriate in the summer. If you do work outside, you want to definitely protect your head and your face. Wear sunglasses in the brightest part of the day, not in the morning, because you want to make sure you're resetting circadian rhythms. And you want to have lenses that are either smoky gray, green. Avoid red lenses in yellow lenses. Okay, they'll damage the eyes. If you work indoors and you have air conditioning in your car, in your room, in your office, that's okay, but just make sure it's not too cold. Never lie out in the sun. Sorry, guys. It just is too hot. It's going to aggravate heat, especially if you have too much heat going on. If you feel hot, one of the fastest ways to cool down is external. So you can do a cold shower. You could go out, cool yourself out in the lake. Anything like that, you want to do strenuous exercise first thing in the morning or avoid it altogether in the summertime. Taking a nice morning walk or an evening walk is best. So those are the coolest times of the day. And that's when you want to do that. Mild yoga is best. Quiet meditation. Good postures for the summertime are fish pose, camel pose, boat pose, cobra, cow, and also tree pose. We'll be doing some of those tonight. And that's because they're going to help disperse heat that builds up in the torso. Okay, cooling breath. We will do that next week, but that is another thing that you can do. That's a pranayama technique that cools down the body. And then also there are certain gems that you can wear that cool down the body. And in the evening, you want to go for a walk, like I said, after dinner in the moonlight, because that is cooling, and you want to be to bed by 10-ish. Sandalwood, jasmine are cooling oils, so those are supportive for essential oils. And by the way, you want to minimize sex in the summertime because it's heating. Sorry, guys, but if you are going to have it, you want to do it between 9 and 10 p.m. because that's cooler time of the day. It's all about being cool. Okay, you guys, if you have any questions, reach out to me, but those are just some tips for how to deal with the summer. And I hope you guys are gearing up for summer and making sure that you organize yourself and plan things out so you can enjoy it as much as possible and not get yourself all overheated. Okay, let's get started with our Pitta reducing practice tonight.